In the winter of 1998, an old hospital in the mountains of West Virginia had a patient unlike anyone the staff had ever seen. His name was Daniel Mercer, a 47-year-old man who had survived a terrible highway crash. Although his body slowly recovered, his mind changed. Every night at exactly 3:12 a.m., Daniel would stare at the empty corner of his hospital room and whisper, "He's waiting for me. Don't let him in." Doctors believed it was trauma-induced psychosis, but the nurses began noticing something disturbing. Daniel wasn't talking to the corner. He was answering someone. Night after night, they heard long conversations inside room 312. The problem was, Daniel was always alone. Then, one stormy night, the hallway security camera briefly lost signal. When it came back 30 seconds later, Daniel was dead. No wounds, no sign of struggle, just frozen in his bed with an expression of unimaginable terror. The official report listed cardiac arrest, but none of the nurses believed it, because every monitor inside the room had recorded something impossible. Exactly 1 second before Daniel's heart stopped, another heartbeat appeared on the monitor. 2 patients, 1 room, only 1 body. The hospital quietly sealed room 312. Within months, strange incidents began. Cleaning staff reported hearing someone breathing behind them. Medical carts rolled down empty hallways. Lights flickered only outside room 312. Eventually, the room was permanently locked. Years passed. Staff retired. Administrators changed. The story slowly became nothing more than an old hospital legend. Until 25 years later, a young night nurse named Emily Carter accepted a position at the hospital. She had never heard about room 312, and that would become the biggest mistake of her life. Emily loved working night shifts. The silence made everything easier, or so she thought. During her first week, she noticed something strange. Every night at exactly 3:12 a.m., the hospital computer briefly displayed an extra patient. Name, Daniel Mercer. Room, 312. Status, admitted. Emily assumed it was an old database error. She reported it. The IT department found nothing. The records vanished seconds later. The following night, it happened again. Curious, Emily walked toward the abandoned hallway where room 312 had once been. The corridor felt colder than the rest of the hospital. Dust covered everything. The room's metal door remained locked with heavy chains. Yet, she clearly heard someone coughing inside. Then a weak voice. "Nurse, I need help." Emily froze. She checked the hallway. Nobody. Again. "Please, don't leave me." Thinking someone had somehow entered the room, she called security. They cut the old chain, opened the door. Inside, nothing. Just an old hospital bed covered in white sheets, broken equipment, dust untouched for years. Security laughed. Emily apologized, but before leaving, she noticed something beneath the bed, a hospital bracelet. It looked brand new. The name read, Daniel Mercer. Admission date. Today, Emily's blood run cold. That wasn't possible. She secretly kept the bracelet. She wished she hadn't, because from that night onward, someone began following her, not walking, watching. Every reflective surface, every dark window, every elevator door. A pale man in a hospital gown stood silently behind her. Whenever she turned around, no one was there. Her sleep disappeared. She heard heart monitor beeps inside her apartment. Hospital announcements played through unplugged speakers. Worst of all, every morning she woke with fresh fingerprints on her wrist, as if someone had been holding her while she slept. Then patients began asking a terrifying question. Why does the man from room 312 keep standing outside my door? None of those patients had ever met each other. Hospital administrators finally investigated. They reopened the archives. Daniel Mercer's original medical file had disappeared decades ago. Only one document remained, a handwritten note from an elderly doctor. Do not reopen room 312. He never accepted that he died. No one understood the meaning, until Emily worked one final night shift. 3:11 a.m. Every monitor across the hospital suddenly shut off. Emergency backup lights turned on. The hallway outside room 312 filled with slow footsteps. One patient after another reported seeing the same man. Security cameras captured a hospital gown moving through empty corridors, but every frame showed only the gown, no body inside it. Emily followed the footsteps. They stopped outside room 312. The chain door slowly opened by itself. Inside, the room looked completely different. No dust, bright lights. Doctors rushed around. Machines beeped loudly. It was 1998 again. Daniel Mercer lay alive on the bed. He looked directly at Emily. His eyes widened. You came too late. The room suddenly fell silent. Every doctor vanished. The lights went dark. Daniel slowly stood up. His feet never touched the floor. He smiled. Someone has to stay in this room. Emily ran. Behind her, heart monitors screamed. Hospital doors slammed shut. Patients began shouting from every room. The emergency generator failed. For 37 terrifying seconds, the hospital went completely dark. When power returned, Emily was gone. Only her ID badge remained inside room 312. The hospital closed that entire wing forever. Months later, construction workers were ordered to demolish the abandoned section. When they broke open room 312, the room was empty, except for 2 hospital beds, one old, one new. On the new pillow rested a fresh patient bracelet, Emily Carter, status admitted. Every year since then, night staff claimed that at exactly 3:12 a.m., a nurse quietly walks the hallway carrying patient charts. She smiles at anyone who sees her, then points toward room 312. If someone follows, they are never seen again.